Hit him up! Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
Oh, it tastes better. BrownsChicken.com. Lunchtime, Browns, beefs. Let's get to the phone lines. Let's see what we're beefing about in Chicago today. Mike is on the south side. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Murph, how's it going?
Fine, Michael. Thanks for being first in. Get us rolling. What's your beef?
You know, my beef is with some of these arrogant professional, highly paid athletes thinking they can just do whatever they want and say whatever they feel.
Well, the appropriate word is do. You said they can do whatever they want. Would that be C-Do, Chris Duhan?
You know it.
Hi, I like it. Go visit my friends at Browns. It tastes better. Hang on, Mike.
Thanks.
All right, buddy. Hey, send Mike on over to Browns. You know the great thing about Browns? You can get the Italian beef, the best you've ever had. You get the Italian sausage, the best you've ever had. An Italian beef sandwich, an Italian sausage sandwich. Put them together. Call it a combo. That's what we say in Chicago. It's the favorite of Browns president, Frank Portillo. Butch is on the score from Mount Clair. Hello, Butch.
Mike, what's going on? I know you're a Cub fan, so you're going to appreciate this. The White Sox are trying to squeeze more money out of their fans. Not only that they're trying to get money for the auctions for the luxury suites, but now they're selling tables inside the bullpen bar during the games.
Well, you know what, Butch? Every sports team does that. Cubs are doing it. Sox are doing it. Everybody does it. And you know what? Here's the thing, Butch, as long as the ballparks are almost sold out, maybe they're not charging enough.
I don't know. I mean, you're going there paying $6.50 for a beer, and you're going inside the bar.
But who's doing it? Are people if they weren't buying it, they'd charge $3.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But
I know. I know one thing. The Tribune and Mr. Reinsdorf and Rocky Wirtz, they'll lower the price of the beer. Appreciate your call if no one's buying it.
Today on Air Your Beef.
312-644-6767. Hey, like I say, I wish the beers were still 35 cents. And the guy was still pouring them into a bottle of Schlitz out of the bucket of ice like they used to carry the tray around at Wrigley Field. And I wish the bleachers were still $1, but they're not. And the newspaper used to be 15 cents. And a stamp was 4 cents. I wish the stamps were still 4 cents more than the beer. Bob is in McHenry. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Murph.
How you doing? What's your beef?
My beef is something you alluded to yesterday, Murph, with those clowns on a Bulls bench the other night. When 30 seconds left in the game, and they pan that bench.
Yeah.
And you got Thomas, Heinrich, and Duhan sitting there smoking and joking. What a disgrace.
Well, I know that.
It's a disgrace to the city. It's a disgrace to the fans. It's a disgrace to the franchise.
Well, it's a disgrace to Mr. Reinsdorf, Mr. Paxson, right down the line. But the fans are the ones that are the most insulted by these guys. I know they were joking. How do you know they were smoking? Did you see something I didn't see?
It's a figure of speech.
I figured it was. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, can I come back next week and beef about my landlord?
Sure.
Who wouldn't want to do that? Let's go next to Phil in Glen Ellen. Hello, Felipe.
Hey, how are you, Murph?
Hey, good. What's your beef?
Hey, I listen to your show every day, and I love it, but my beef came with something that happened on Friday.
Yeah.
You and your listeners voted Brett Favre as the tool of the week.
I just accept the votes, but I calculate them. Yes, go ahead.
But how could you do that? There's nothing you could hate about
How did who do what?
The fans. How do they call it in? And
I don't know. I don't tell the fans what to say.
Yeah, but how do your fans call in because he shows a little heart about something he loved doing for 16 years?
Maybe they hate the Packers.
Yeah, but that's fine. But how can you hate Brett Favre?
Who? Me?
Anybody.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the fans don't like the Packers.
Yeah, but nothing to do with the Packers. This was Brett Favre retiring, and they ripped on Brett Favre.
Well, you know what? I like your spunk. Hang on. Good beef. You're going to Browns. That's what I get. Spunk. Got a little Ed Asner in me right there. Lou Grant. Mary, I like it. You got a lot of spunk. I never warmed up to Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke and Lou Grant or anything else. But warm up to Browns. Lunchtime. Look at that. 29 minutes after 12 o'clock, drive into the nearest Browns. There's 50 of them in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Here's what I would get. You know, the Maxwell Street Polish with the yellow mustard, the grilled onions. Superfan Dan. Bloop. Ah, there goes another meatball on his tie. 4 big meatballs on the meatball sandwich and marinara sauce, the Italian beef, the Italian sausage, and the jumbo buffalo wings at Brown's. Bigger wings, bigger taste. You got it. The wings are flying off the shelves at Brown's. It tastes better. Back in a flash, another round of phone calls. What's your beef? Shall return on the score.
Everyone apparently in the industry knew that the broadcasters, Harry Carey and Milo Hamilton, had a major beef with each other.
Let's get back to the second round of phone calls. It's Murph, driven to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com. And the fans are beefing. Well, you're not beefing if you're at Brown's right now. The best lunch in town. The Italian beefs, the Italian sausages at Brown's. It tastes better. And don't forget the coleslaw, the baked beans, and my favorite, those golden mushrooms, butter dipped. Let's bring up, hey, Ken in St. Charles. Hello, Ken.
Murph, how you doing? So good to talk to you.
Great to hear from you, St. Charles. Ken, what's your beef?
You know, Murph, my beef is with all these people, and I hear them on your radio station that actually think that the sale of the naming rights and of Wrigley Field is actually going to go back into our ball club. I don't buy it. I heard Crane County this morning out with Mike North. Well, you know, we have to do this. We're going to put it back. You know, when this game's sold, Crane County's going to be on an island with a pina colada somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you what. In the 1 o'clock hour, I'll replay a few of the sound bites I've saved over the last month or so, and it's obvious and evident that this is not good long-term for the Cubs or the Cubs fans, because the next owner will have less cash flow and revenue coming in to put back on the field with a high payroll. You've got that nailed exactly right, Ken. So
I'm right with you, Murph.
We got to keep on. Hey, hang on. Go visit my friends at Brown's. It tastes better. Hang on. All right, Ken.
Man. Thank you.
Hang on, my friend. Yeah, that's the way to your stomach, through my heart. Let's go next to the phones and,
Hey, Murph, what's your beef?
Oh, Tim, I thought you never asked, man. Thank you. Elevation.
Elevation?
You know.
The U2 song?
No, elevation. How many feet above sea level? You know what? If I hear one more time, either during a Cubs game or a White Sox game, either on radio or TV, while the ball really carries well here in the thin air, and that infield, it'll bake. And there's no clouds or little white angels up there. They score a lot of runs. Hey, it's elevation. Just one time, please. One time Hawk. Just one time Brenly. Just one time Ronnie. Just one time DJ. Anybody, please say. Well, you know what? Here in Arizona, we're about 2,500 feet elevation in Tucson, or about 1,250 feet elevation in the Phoenix Sun Valley. Maybe that's got something to do with the ball traveling.
The silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, Mayor, we're about 650 feet right here, and it travels pretty well. It's nothing more than you go play in Florida in the Grapefruit League, where your elevation is like 1/2 foot. See how far the ball goes. Steve in Roselle is next. Hello, Steve.
Murph, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm great. Steve, what's your beef?
Well, my beef is against the Chicago White Sox upper management. The beef goes something like this. Years ago, White Sox upper management said, when fans come out to Comiskey Park and start paying their way in, then we're going to go out and get free agents to help the team when necessary.
They did say that, yes.
Yeah. Well, Murph, for the last 2 years, especially this year, we needed a free agent out in center field. There were 2 very valuable ones available. We never got either one of them. And now we're probably going to lose an all-star third baseman because White Sox upper management just won't deal with him because he's too abrasive.
Quite honestly, this is starting to piss me off.
Hey, Kenny Williams, pipe down. I got Steve on the phone. I'm sorry, Steve.
Quite honestly, this is starting to piss me off.
Hey, Steve, go visit my friends at Brown's, okay, buddy? Hang on. Hook up Steve. Yeah, if the fans come out, we'll build a winner. It was sort of, if they come, we will build it. Oh, man, is that bad. Let's go to...
That's no Gouda.
wasn't that bad. If they build it, we build. Northside Scott is on the score. Hello, Scott.
How are you, Murph?
No more at 2 o'clock. Hey, what's your beef?
You guys are cracking me up, man. It's hard to even talk after all this.
I appreciate it. We're all doing our best. Thank you.
Where's that no Gouda come from again?
Hey, that's no Gouda.
That's no Gouda.
That was a commercial that ran on the score about 6-7 years ago from the cheese industry. Might have been Wisconsin cheese or national cheese trying to sell cheese, and that was one of the little lines in the commercial, and it always cracked me up.
It cracks me up, too.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Here's my beef. The Chicago Bears Football Club, okay?
Yes.
These guys, okay, they up their prices in ticket pricing, okay?
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
I have, crappy outfield, end zone seats. They put them up $4 a piece. I have 4 seats. I'm not a rich guy. Don't have that much money.
Right.
And then they have the gall to pay the charges, I should say, $4 for shipping charges, and they're way under the cap. What the hell's with that, Dermot?
Well, you got to remember one thing. Usually, doesn't matter if it's Bears or the Bulls or your favorite Cubs or Sox, we love them more than they love us. You have to always remember that.
I do know that, but, boy, we really like them a lot more than they like us, huh?
Well, we love them, and they look at us, and I'll be honest with you, until there's empty seats, they're going to keep increasing the price. That is supply and demand, and that dispute, that's the facts of life. Great to hear from you.
Okay, Murph, take care, man. Thank you. Hey, by the way, real quick.
Yes.
I'm the only one that didn't get a Browns. I feel very disappointed.
Are you kidding me?
You gave everyone a Brown.
No, wait, across the glass. No, they're saying we only got so many coupons this week. Northside Scott, stop on by Browns, plop down a couple bucks there. It's cheaper than buying season tickets, I know that, at the Bears. Going over to a nice lunch and dinner at Browns. Take home some of the buttermilk battered recipe, that delicious chicken. Bring it home tonight. Honey, you don't have to cook. I'm bringing Brown's chicken home for dinner. Orrin on the north side. Hey, Orrin.
Hey, Murph.
What's your beef?
My beef is in the same vein as a couple of callers ago. My beef is with Cubs fans that say it doesn't matter what they do with the assets as long as they win the World Series. But you know what? That argument works if they're selling off the assets to plug it back into the team to win the World Series.
But they're not plugging it. They're not plugging it back in.
Pockets, then it doesn't matter.
You're exactly right. They're plugging it back in their own pockets, and Big Jim Thompson's right in the front of all this also. Appreciate it. He had a great quote in the Tribune last week. Got it right here. He says, after the revenue comes in, and then the cost of constructing a new ballpark for the sports facility goes out, he said, the leftover money goes to the Tribune. How about that? Instead of the leftover money going to the future owner, it goes to the Tribune. That's all you had to know. Riles from Bloomington's our final beefer. Hello, Riles.
Thanks, Murph. I've never won a beef either, and I'm not going to win one this week because my beef is with your modified standing system.
Oh, the total games behind.
Yes, sir, Murph.
I'm glad you brought that up. I got the yellow pad here. Talk about the Bulls or the Blackhawks. Go ahead.
Okay. In my example, let's say a team is 1 game back of 4 teams. The team that wins can be tied for first place in the next day.
Right.
Whereas if you go by and if all the other teams lose.
Well, you know what? I modified my total games behind. You're exactly right. If it's tied, 1 game back, you are still 1 game back. If it's first place, then 1 game, then 2 games, then 3 games, and 4 games, and you're 4, 5, 7, 8, then you're 10 games back because you got to do the leapfrog. You're exactly right. I had to modify my total games behind theory. But look at the Bulls, look at the Blackhawks. They're farther back than you think. Oh, man. Right around the corner is Browns. It's lunchtime. It's beefs.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.